Have you ever wondered how much of your stress is actually tied to the things you hold on to, physically and emotionally? What if the answer to a clearer, more peaceful mind wasn't about adding more techniques or tools, but about letting go of what's no longer serving you? Today, we're diving into the powerful concept of Mottainai, a mindset that has been practiced for centuries, and how it can help you declutter not just your home, but your mind and spirit. Imagine walking into a room that feels lighter, more peaceful, free from the weight of unnecessary things. Now, imagine that same sense of peace extending into every part of your life. The idea of Mottainai goes far beyond just avoiding waste. It's about honoring what you already have, whether it's your possessions, your time, or your energy. But here's the kicker. Mottainai isn't just about things, it's about stress. In this video, we'll explore how Mottainai can help you let go of stress by embracing a lifestyle that's centered on mindfulness, simplicity, and emotional freedom. By the end, you'll be ready to clear the clutter, not just in your space, but in your mind too. You're ready to clear the clutter and create space for a calmer, more focused life. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. What is Mottainai? You've probably heard the phrase, waste not, want not, but that only scratches the surface. Mottainai is a mindset that goes far beyond avoiding waste. It's about mindfulness, respect, and ultimately freedom. At its core, Mottainai is about making the most of what you already have, whether it's material things, time, or energy. It encourages us to stop chasing after endless accumulation and instead focus on valuing what's already in our lives. But here's the thing. Mottainai is not just about the things around us, it's about our emotional and mental spaces too. It teaches us that when we hold on to excess, whether it's old clothes we never wear, unfinished projects gathering dust, or unresolved feelings, we're not just holding on to clutter, we're holding on to stress. Now imagine this. You walk into a room cluttered with old items, papers, and unused gadgets. It feels heavy, right? Your mind reacts the same way to emotional clutter. Each thing you hold on to, whether it's an outdated goal, a toxic relationship, or even a feeling of guilt, adds to your stress load, even if you don't realize it. And just like your room, your mind needs to be cleared for you to feel calm and centered. Here's where Mottainai becomes a game changer. It encourages us to release what no longer serves us, whether it's physical or emotional. By practicing Mottainai, we don't just declutter our homes, we declutter our minds too. You can think of it as a mental spring cleaning. This practice allows you to step back, breathe, and assess what truly brings you peace. It's about eliminating distractions, noise, and guilt so that you can create room for what really matters. Let's make this real. Have you ever held onto something because you felt you should? Maybe it's a jacket you never wear, but it reminds you of a time when you felt more successful. Or perhaps you keep a job you don't enjoy because it seems safe, even though you're burning out. That feeling of, I should keep this, is what Mottainai pushes us to examine. It invites us to question, is this truly adding value to my life, or is it just another weight to carry? Here's a simple exercise to help you start letting go right now. Look around your space right now and find one thing that you've been holding on to, whether it's a physical item or an emotional weight. Maybe it's an old habit that no longer serves you, or an object that takes up space in your home but hasn't been used in months. What would happen if you let that go? Letting go can feel like a small act, but it's liberating. It's a step towards a life with less stress and more clarity. The power of Mottainai is not about doing more. It's about doing less of the things that drain you, so you have more energy for the things that matter most. So, how does this all connect to reducing stress? It's simple. When you free yourself from the unnecessary, whether it's an item, a thought, or a relationship, you create space for peace to enter. You stop living under the weight of shoulds and start living in alignment with what truly brings you joy. If you're feeling inspired to start letting go and embracing the freedom that comes with Mottainai, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. We've got more insightful content on minimalism and mindfulness coming your way. Let me know in the comments. What's one thing in your life that you've been holding on to? And how do you think letting it go could bring you more peace? Mottainai and the power of letting go. Mottainai teaches us that it's not just about clearing out the clutter in your home, it's about clearing out the clutter in your life, your mind, and even your heart. Think about it. How often do we hold on to things, whether it's physical items, outdated beliefs, or even relationships that no longer serve us? It's easy to think of letting go as something that only applies to tangible stuff. But the truth is, every time you release something that no longer fits in your life, you're making room for something better, something that truly matters. Let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed how a clean, uncluttered space makes you feel lighter? Like you can breathe better? It's because physical clutter is connected to mental clutter. When you clear your space, you also clear your mind. But Mottainai isn't just about the things you can touch. It's about the things you carry emotionally and mentally. It's those invisible weights you don't even realize are there. Like that one friendship you've been holding on to out of guilt. Or the belief that you always need to be busy in order to feel worthy. We all have them. And just like a closet full of clothes you'll never wear, these mental and emotional burdens weigh you down without you even realizing it. What if I told you that by embracing Mottainai, you could release that constant pressure to be doing all the time? You don't have to keep pushing yourself to meet everyone's expectations or to hold onto relationships that drain you. Mottainai shifts your mindset from one of scarcity, where you feel like you need to hold onto everything, to one of abundance. You start realizing that letting go actually makes space for more joy, more peace, more clarity. Think about this. The last time you let something go, maybe it was a material item, an old habit, or a toxic relationship. Didn't it feel freeing? Like a weight was lifted off your shoulders? That's the essence of Mottainai. Each time you let go of something that no longer serves you, you create a little more space to breathe, to enjoy, and to focus on what truly matters. Let's do a quick exercise together. Look around your space right now. Don't overthink it. Just pick one thing and ask yourself, does this still bring me joy? Does it serve a purpose in my life? Maybe it's that pile of clothes in the corner that no longer fit, or a piece of furniture you've been meaning to sell but haven't gotten around to. Or maybe it's that lingering feeling of guilt for not following through on a commitment. Whatever it is, take a deep breath and let it go. Feel that? That sense of release? That's the magic of Mottainai. You might not realize it, but each small act of letting go builds momentum. It's a mental and emotional detox that allows you to move forward with more energy and intention. And here's the kicker. Letting go doesn't leave a void. It creates room for what matters. Once you start making space, you'll notice the things you truly value. Your passions, your relationships, your well-being begin to flourish. The more you practice this, the more you begin to realize you don't need more stuff to feel fulfilled. You need less of what weighs you down so you can focus on what truly enriches your life. So, as you move through your day, remember this. Letting go isn't losing, it's gaining. it's gaining peace, it's gaining clarity, and most importantly, it's gaining the freedom to live life on your own terms. Now that we've discussed the power of letting go, think about your own life. Is there something you've been holding on to, be it a habit, a belief, or a physical item that you feel ready to release? Drop a comment below and share what it is. I'd love to hear how embracing Mottainai could help you move forward with more peace. The connection between Mottainai and mental clarity. Here's where Mottainai really shines. It's not just about clearing your physical space, but also about clearing your mental space. And that's where a lot of minimalism concepts fall short. You can have a perfectly organized home and still feel stressed, overwhelmed, and mentally cluttered. Why? Because the real clutter often lives inside our minds. Think of your brain like a room. When it's cluttered with thoughts, whether that's worries, to-do lists, or emotions you've been holding on to, it's hard to focus. It's hard to feel at peace. It's like trying to relax in a room that's bursting at the seams with stuff. You can't think clearly and your mind is constantly racing. But here's the secret Mottainai offers. You don't have to live like that. Just as you declutter a physical space, you can declutter your mind. The practice of Mottainai teaches us that mental space is just as important as physical space. Imagine having a clear head, where you aren't constantly weighed down by tasks, guilt, or the pressure to be constantly doing. It's a feeling that many people long for, but rarely experience, because our society teaches us that busyness equals productivity and silence equals emptiness. But Mottainai flips that narrative. It teaches us that peace is found in the spaces between, those moments of stillness where we can actually hear our own thoughts, our own desires, and our own needs. Here's a real-world example. Have you ever felt that mental fog that comes from trying to juggle too many things at once? Maybe you've said yes to so many commitments that you're constantly running around, but when you sit down at the end of the day, you're too tired to enjoy anything. This is the kind of clutter Mottainai helps you remove. When we stop overloading ourselves with tasks, responsibilities, and even unnecessary social interactions, we make room for true mental clarity. But how do you actually start clearing out the mental clutter? It's not about adding more to your plate in the hopes of getting it all done. It's about knowing when to say no. It's about respecting your limits and not feeling guilty for not constantly being in motion. And trust me, this isn't easy. In a world that glorifies busyness, saying no can feel like a radical act. But that's exactly what Mottainai teaches. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is let go. So here's a tip that might sound simple, but is incredibly effective. Next time you're feeling overwhelmed, don't add more to your plate. Remove something. Cancel that unnecessary meeting. Let go of a responsibility that drains you. Think about it like cleaning out a junk drawer in your mind. When you start saying no to the things that aren't aligned with your values or don't contribute to your well-being, you'll be amazed at how much mental space you suddenly have. The beauty of this is that once that mental clutter starts to clear, something incredible happens. You start to focus better, feel more relaxed, and experience true peace. You begin to be able to focus on the present moment, on what truly matters, and on what brings you joy, without the constant noise of obligations and mental baggage. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes to maintain a clear mind. And that clarity doesn't just help you feel less stressed, it helps you make better decisions, improve your relationships, and most importantly, rediscover your own sense of self. So, don't be afraid to remove the mental clutter. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. Remember, Mottainai isn't just about physical minimalism. It's about creating space in your mind so that you can truly enjoy the life you're living without being constantly weighed down by the noise of shoulds, have-tos, and what-ifs. What's one thing that's been occupying space in your mind that you could let go of today to feel clearer and more at ease? Let me know in the comments. Sometimes just voicing it helps you take the first step to release it. Mottainai and the environment, a deeper meaning. Let's dive into one of the most profound aspects of Mottainai, its connection to sustainability and how it influences not just our lives, but the world around us. Mottainai is more than just a personal philosophy. It's a way of respecting and protecting the environment. In Japan, this concept has long been associated with environmental mindfulness. It encourages us to not only value the resources we have, but to cherish them, repair them, and use them in a way that sustains both ourselves and the planet. The core idea is simple: don't throw away what can still be used. And the beautiful part, this principle can be directly applied to both our physical possessions and our consumption habits. Think about it. How often do you throw something away just because it's a little scratched, outdated, or not the newest version? We live in a world where we're constantly told that we need the latest model, the next upgrade, the trendiest item, but Mottainai challenges us to reconsider this mindset. Rather than consuming mindlessly, it encourages us to repair, reuse, and repurpose. Now, I'm not suggesting you go live in a zero-waste bubble or obsess over every little thing you consume. That's not the point. Instead, it's about making small, intentional choices that lead to a more peaceful, simpler life. And the bonus? These choices don't just reduce clutter and stress, they can actually help reduce your overall stress by removing the pressure to constantly buy more. Take a moment and think about the stress that comes from always having to keep up with consumer culture. The pressure to buy the newest gadgets, wear the latest fashion, or have the most impressive social media presence. It can feel exhausting, right? Every time we add more stuff to our lives, we're not just adding physical clutter, we're also adding emotional and mental clutter. We end up with more things to worry about, more things to maintain, and more pressure to perform. But here's the magic of Mottainai. When we start appreciating what we already have and use it mindfully, we feel lighter. We realize that less truly is more. This philosophy extends beyond just physical objects. It's also about how we use our time and energy. When we stop overcommitting, when we say no to the things that drain us, we can redirect our attention to what really matters, just like we redirect our energy towards preserving and cherishing our resources. Here's a simple exercise to start embracing Mottainai in your life. Look around your space, maybe in your kitchen, your closet, or even your tech drawer. Is there something you can repair instead of replacing? Maybe it's a pair of shoes that just need a little TLC, or a piece of furniture that could use a fresh coat of paint. Instead of mindlessly tossing it out, consider how you can breathe new life into it. Not only will you reduce waste, but you'll also gain a sense of accomplishment and peace. You can also start making more mindful purchasing decisions. Instead of buying in bulk because it's cheap or trendy, ask yourself, will this bring long-term value to my life? Invest in quality over quantity. Choose items that serve a real purpose, items that you'll love and use for years to come. These small, intentional actions might seem insignificant at first, but they add up. They start to shift your mindset. You'll begin to feel more in tune with the environment, less stressed by the constant pressure to buy, and more at peace with the things you already have. And here's the wild part. By embracing the principle of Mottainai, you're not only creating a simpler, less stressful life for yourself, you're also making a positive impact on the world around you. Every item you choose to keep and repair instead of toss, every unnecessary purchase you decide against, and every piece of waste you reduce is a step towards a more sustainable, harmonious world. Mottainai isn't just about our personal space, it's about our relationship with the world around us. What's one small, mindful change you could make today to reduce waste or consume less, whether it's repairing something you own or being more intentional with your purchases? Embracing Mottainai is not just about tidying up your space, it's about transforming the way we live, think, and relate to the world around us. By letting go of excess, whether it's material possessions, outdated beliefs, or emotional baggage, we create room for what truly matters: peace of mind, clarity, and an intentional life. When you adopt Mottainai, you begin to realize that less doesn't mean deprivation. It means less stress, less overwhelm, less pressure, and in return, you open up to more space to breathe, more energy for what brings true joy, and more connection to what truly enriches your life. It's not about living with less, but about living with more meaning. And the most powerful part? This process isn't just personal. Every time you choose to release what no longer serves you, you're also contributing to a more sustainable, more mindful, and more balanced world. A world where our choices matter, not just for our lives, but for the planet as a whole. So now that you understand the power of Mottainai, why not take the first step? Start today by letting go of something that no longer serves you, whether it's an object, a habit, or a belief. Each small act of release is a step toward a life that's lighter, freer, and more aligned with what truly matters. And remember, when you make space for what truly nourishes your mind, body, and soul, you're not just creating a more peaceful life for yourself, you're helping to create a more peaceful world for everyone. Let's continue embracing less, living more, and creating a life of calm together.